Our sailing goal was to explore the Kornati archipelago, one of the most beautiful corners of Northern Dalmatia. Our crew was made up of two sailing families with children, 8 people in total, and a little dog called Pippi. After loading the yacht and doing some laundry, we were ready to spend a few days at sea. Finally, on Sunday morning, without any rush, we left the port on Biograd. Our first destination was the ACI Marina on the island of Žut. While we planning the road, we tried to make it comfortable for everyone, especially the children. We didn't want to hurry anywhere, so our daily passages were short. Every day we stopped for a swim, sometimes we dropped anchor in a calm bay, other times we took a buoy and jumped into the water. Our plan was to sail without rush and just enjoy time together. The Kornati archipelago includes 3 main islands: Žut, Kornati and Piškera, plus about 100 smaller ones, rocks, reefs and shallow spots. Although most of this area is protected as Kornati National Park, the island of Žut lies just outside its borders. That makes it easier to visit. You can freely moor here. For example, in the ACI Marina without paying any extra fees. Žut Marina is the cheapest, but it's absolutely worth to stop. Not only just for the location, but for a unique atmosphere. Right behind the pier where we tie up, there's a small natural pool surrounded by rocks. A perfect place to relax after a long day under sail. Watching the children swim while we were sitting on the deck after all day at sea has its advantages. The swim can last as long as you wish. The next day our goal was the bay and nature park of Telašćica on the Dugi Otok island. On the way we passed through the channel Profesa Mala when the depth drops to just 4 meters and the current can have to 4 knots. It's good to be careful, especially in stronger winds. To enter the park, you need to buy a ticket the day before you enter. We used the MySea application and bought a 1-day pass through our yacht with a 15% family discount. It cost about 77 euros. The ticket also allows you to stay overnight on a buoy within the park until noon the next day, without extra charges. We also booked a place in ACI Marina Piškera for following night, again through the same application. Telašćica Nature Park is one of the most scenic places in Croatia. It lies on the southeastern coast of Dugi Otok, where a long bay cuts nearly 4 nautical miles into the island. Surrounded by pine forests and rocky shores, it's a perfect spot to rest on a buoy, swim or take a shore walk in a Mediterranean nature. You can see the Salt Lake Mir and the famous cliffs rising almost 200 meters high. We stayed in the northern part of the small bay called Tripuljak. Because of the heat, we jumped into the crystal clear water to cool our bodies and enjoy the colorful underwater world. On the third day, we set the course for the Piškera Marina, stopping first at the famous beach Lojena on island Levrnaka. Sailing out from the Telašćica Nature Park, we entered to Kornati National Park. In the past, they both were one single protected area. Along the way, we admired the contrast between the wild Kornati Islands on one side and the endless open sea on the other. I felt like being on another planet. These islands are no longer permanently inhabited. There is no water, and the land is rocky and dry. In the past, on the land were growing forests and people lived here, but over centuries the forests were burned to make green meadow for sheep. A huge fire in the 17th century destroyed the remaining woods, and they never grew back. Besides the pieces plants of olive trees on the island Kornati. Today, the only place to refill water in the whole area is the Piškera marina, where water is delivered by the ship. To stay inside the park, you need an entrance ticket that allows mooring on buoys or anchoring, but only inside on maps zones to protect the seabed. The entrance fee allows you to stay in the park to 12 am next day. No extra costs are required. Another option is to spend the night in the Marina Piškera. You don't need in this situation buy extra ticket. If you have a reservation in Marina, you are also allowed to moor elsewhere in the park until the 7 p.m. the next day. The next morning we sailed southeast. With almost no wind, we decided to stop by Kameni Žakan Island to wait for the breeze and enjoy a bit more of park's beauty. After a short ride on the engine, a great chance to our youngest skippers to try the helm, we anchored, since all boys were already taken. In the afternoon the wind picked up and we set sail northeast toward Pašman Island. Our destination was Landin Bay, where we booked a buoy next to Konoba of the same name as bay. Pašman is one of the quieter and greener islands of Northern Dalmatia, separated from the mainland by the Pašman Channel. It's known for its clear water, strong currents, and dozens of charming bays. On the Kornati side, the bays are wide and calm, perfect for a night on a buoy and a relaxing break on the way back from archipelago. On land, you will find small taverns, olive groves, and countrysides that stay with you for a long time. Konoba Landin is definitely one of those places you want to return to. On Thursday, we sailed southeast again. After our usual anchoring by Gangaro Island, we entered Pirovac Bay from the north and reached Betina in the afternoon, a lovely little town and a marina on Murter Island. Friday was the day to return to Marina Kornati in Biograd na Moru. But of course, we couldn't resist one more stop, a short one that turned into a long break. Zaklopica Bay on Pašman, almost across from Biograd, charmed us with its views and countrysides. Just remember that even a daytime mooring buoy here requires a small fee, but it was worth it. It's just holidays. Finally, refueling, handing over the yacht, and our week-long cruise full of memories and landscapes came to the end. Although we felt a bit sad that this part of our journey was over, there was also excitement that the same evening we were changing sailboats and starting another week-long adventure. We are grateful to our friends for sharing this trip with us and to you for spending a few moments watching. Maybe this video will inspire someone to try a sailing holiday like this. If you ever need someone to help organize or lead a cruise, you know where to find me. In the next vlogs, we will sail on Mazurian lakes in Poland, calm waters, misty moorings, and the spirit of North summer. And after that, we will return here to the Adriatic to discover new islands and places in the second part of our Kornati adventure in October, this time with all new male crew.